As we're previewing, in the absence of the Arizona Cardinals this weekend, our football weekend revolves around ASU and this surprisingly, shockingly, out of nowhere, who could see it coming big game that I think when the schedule was released, nobody was circling November 16th in Manhattan, Kansas as one of the biggest games ASU football will have played in 10 years. And yet here we are, one of the biggest games they're going to play in the last decade of their existence.
Yeah, K-State's a big favorite. They're really good at home. They've got a terrific quarterback. They've got a terrific running back. And they've got a path. K-State has a path. If they win their final 3 games, they play Arizona State, Cincinnati, and Iowa State, then there's a chance that they can make it to Arlington for the Big 12 championship game if the Colorado Buffaloes lose just 1 game. Colorado plays Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. K-State would have the head-to-head tiebreaker against Colorado because they beat the Buffaloes earlier. I could say the same thing for ASU. ASU wins out. And as long as Colorado loses a game, ASU would then have a win over BYU, and they could get into that number 2 spot and very likely play, if they win out and Colorado loses, they could play BYU in the Big 12 championship game. So both Kansas State and Arizona State enter this game with an outside shot.
Sure.
You need help. You need Colorado to lose. But both programs enter with a path. There's a path to play in the Big 12 championship game, and it's mid-November.
And that's what makes this game meaningful. And if you missed it yesterday, Kenny Dillingham on Wednesday was asked what it means to be playing meaningful football right now for ASU. Here's what he said.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like I told our guys, I don't know if there's another team in the country who has a better chance to, compete to win a championship right now, that lives in as good of a city, with as good of weather, that practices in the environment we practice. I don't know if there's a better place to be anywhere than in Tempe, Arizona, where you can, right now, currently, where we're competing for something in 68-degree weather, where people move in the summer and flock in from all over the country to be in. Where else literally would you rather be?
Sell it, Kenny.
Sell it.
Oh, he's selling it, man. He's selling it. God,
68 degrees in Tempe.
Selling it, sorry.
Now, he's not saying that in the middle of July or August, but right now is a great time to tell everybody what the temperature is in Arizona.
Look, it's an awesome moment for ASU football. How they're going to do on Saturday, I don't know. You mentioned yesterday this is just K-State's second home game that they've played in 49 games. It's a very difficult place to play. And if we're looking for reasons not to pick ASU or reasons to think ASU might not win this weekend, number one is probably still the uncertainty about their kicking situation. I hate going into a game like that where you're just so unreliable with such a foundational part of your football team. I think number 2 is, despite the win against Oklahoma State's not very good. ASU has struggled on the road in conference play. They didn't beat Cincinnati on the road. They didn't beat Texas Tech on the road. Now, in one of those games, they didn't have their starting quarterback, and that made a difference. K-State is really good at home. And
Most wins in the Big 12 in the last 3 years at home. Nobody has more wins at home than they do.
And I think for me, that is the biggest issue here, is that for the most part, I would label ASU as kind of an unproven road commodity in the conference. They haven't stacked a lot of wins in this conference, and going to one of the toughest places to play, this is the biggest challenge. I mean, I in some ways, I think this is a bigger challenge than next week against BYU, even though BYU is undefeated and ranked higher. I think this one is going to be very, very – and if they win this weekend, they are set up for extraordinary things in their last 2 games, maybe a position in the Big 12 title. You asked yesterday, and I think I have the answer. This is the biggest game for ASU since ...
Okay, give it to me.
I think it's 2013 is the last time ASU played a game this important this late in the season. In 2013, the 19th ranked ASU Sun Devils, they were 8-2 and 6-1 in the Pac-12, went to 14th ranked UCLA and won 38-33
in Pasadena.
In Pasadena. I vaguely remember the game. That was Todd Graham's second season on the job. That was the year they went on to lose the Pac-12 title game to Stanford, right?
Yeah, that was the ASU was number 19, UCLA was number 14. And they jumped out. They were beating them 35-13 at halftime. It was 35-13 ASU on the road. UCLA made a nice comeback, man. They held ASU in check in the second half. They got it to 38-33. That was Brett Hundley as the quarterback for UCLA. That was Taylor Kelly as the quarterback for ASU.
Yeah.
And they won that football game. And yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one because they beat a higher ranked team on the road and they had something to play for.
It's really the only other example I came up with came the next year when ASU was ranked 7th. And they were 8-1, and they went to Oregon State and they lost 35-27. Now, it's a little different because Oregon State wasn't ranked. Corvallis has tripped up ASU a couple of times in November over the last 10 years or so. I think we can all remember a couple of those games. But in terms of going somewhere and playing a ranked team, I think the UCLA comp, and I asked a few friends of mine who went to ASU, I asked a few people over at ASU, and they're like, yeah,
it's a good one.
That sounds about right. That's kind of the comp here, And so ASU won that day. Again, that was 3 head coaches ago, however many
Foster,
quarterbacks
Taylor
ago.
Kelly,
right.
Zane Gonzalez, who kicked last night.
But the point is, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since this program has had a game like this.
There's no question. And that's why this is, to be 3 games left in the season and you have a chance to play for a conference championship. You may not get there, but you have a chance right now. That's a lot to play for. That's a lot for your fan base to sink their teeth into and get excited about.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.